So hi everyone, today I would be giving you some information on requirement prioritization techniques. So as business analysts, we always constantly keep updating our backlog, and it's our sole responsibility to prioritize the backlog features. So in this video, I would be giving you some information about the prioritization techniques. So let's get into it. So if you look at the commonly used prioritization techniques, there are Moscow, ranking, Kano, and user story maps. But in this video, our main focus would be on the Moscow prioritization technique and the ranking technique. So let's get into it. Before we get into the prioritization techniques, first let us, take a case study or a scenario so that we'll be able to relate with the techniques after this. So imagine you're a user and you're having an application, and you have the application is a gym application where you have to manage the gym, its expenses and accounts, and also its members and staffs. So this is the high level application objective and what it has to solve. So if you look at the backlog features, these are some high level features that I have put for the backlog. So you have the login, you have forgot password, you have add staff, then you add members, you collect fees, you mark the attendance for staffs and employees, you record expenditure, you manage promotions, you have follow-up tasks, bookings, etc. So with this in mind, let us go to the first technique. So the first technique is the Moscow technique. So this prioritization technique is also called as the Moscow method or the Moscow analysis. And it's a popular technique that's used, okay? So as the acronym states, it has the must have, should have, could have, and would have. So these are categories of features in which we categorize every feature, whether it has to be a must have, should have, could have, or would have. So for a must have feature, it's nothing but a basic feature that has to be in your application. Should have is a high priority feature that is not needed for the base working of the system, but definitely the application should have those features. Could have is something that if the system has those features, it will be much more exciting to the customer. Those are like some add-on features. And the next one is the would have features, which is the system would have it but not now. It might be in the next forthcoming releases or in the near future. So that is what these four categories are about. So I can now, with this particular four sets, let us take the example that we seen earlier and let us try to prioritize those features. So when we look at all our backlog items, to prioritize them first, now look at the features and understand what are the base features, the mandatory features that your system should have, okay, the basic ones, okay, the ones that the system without which cannot actually function. So when you look at it, you have the login, the password, forgot password feature, the add staff, and the add member. Okay, so all these come under the must have features. Okay, the next one is the should have features. So after you have some basic features with you, look at the other features that the system should have in order for that entire application to solve the objective. So the next one is you would have collect fees and mark attendance. Okay, those fall under the should have. The third category is the would have feature. Okay, the would have feature, in that you would have the record expenditure, promotions, and also bookings. So the system would have all these features, but it won't be in the current release, it will be in the upcoming releases. And the last one is the could have feature, which is follow up tasks. It's not very important, it's not of a high priority. The system could have this based on the maybe the end users requirements, or when you have time and you have a bandwidth that where it can be developed, then this particular feature would be developed based on demand and the end user's requirement. So this is how you split up or you categorize your backlog items into the must have, should haves, could haves, and would haves category. So this is one way of prioritizing your backlog items. And always when you go with the backlog items, once you have categorized it into the must haves, always you should be focusing on the must have features Only after you complete the must-haves, you can go to the should and would or could. Or what sometimes people do is they give more, priority or more percentage of the must-have features being completed, along which maybe a little more, maybe 10% of the should have or the would have or could have features would be done parallelly in maybe a particular release. So that's how the backlog features are prioritized with the Moscow method. The next one is the ranking technique. So the ranking technique, that's very simple, as with the name you can identify every user story or feature is given a rank in the order of their priority, that is from 1 up to the number of features, which is n. Okay, so it can be used in situations where there are a lot of must have features and you do not know which feature to start with. Okay, imagine here, for now this example, you have only 4 must haves, but practically you would be having a lot of must have features, and all those must have features cannot be pushed into one release. So at that time there is a need, within these must have features itself you have to prioritize. So at that point of time, on that scenario, ranking is also a very good method, where you can rank every feature, every must have feature. Again, you can start ranking them down and filtering the most important ones. But when you do that, one tip that you have to follow is you should always avoid ranking features or user stories with the same rank number. Now, this is not a hard and fast rule, but a tip is always avoid it. Why to avoid it is because when you have too many user stories with the same rank, then again that's going to become a large list of features with the same ranking, and there again you'll have a confusion as to which one you have to prioritize out. So to avoid that, it's always better to give every user story or feature a unique rank number based on the priority. So let us look at an example. So the same set of features, within the must have features, you can prioritize the must have features with a rank. So at that time I have given login with rank 1, password as rank 2, and then the add staff as rank 3 and add member as rank 4. So when you're having a scenario where you have a lot of must have features, at that time you take up the top priority features with the highest ranks, and then you first push it for development on the release, and then later on you can focus on the other features. So this is a little gist of the two prioritization techniques, which is the Moscow and ranking. So I hope this was a little informative to you. So if you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe to this channel, and also do share your feedbacks, and also keep looking out for the other video which has the other two prioritization techniques coming soon. Thank you.